Utah helps lead the charge with a comprehensive school safety bill. We're going to tell you what's being done behind the scenes and what parents have to say about it.
A salmonella outbreak linked to recalled eggs has sickened people in several states, including here in Utah. We'll take a look at how widespread the outbreak is and what you can do to stay safe.
There's a sound coming from the serene desert garden in St. George, and it's the sound of thunder.
You know the Post Malone concert is going to be packed tonight. We're getting you in and out as swiftly as possible.
And we're seeing some storm clouds off in the distance will hinder your fun for the concert. And what about more storms for the week? We'll talk about it coming up.
Live from Utah's news leader, Fox 13 News Live at 5 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Chapman. Authorities in Georgia are now focusing their investigation on the school's response to last week's mass shooting in Winder after new details came out over the weekend. The morning of the shooting, suspect Colt Gray texted his mother, quote, "I'm sorry, Mom." She then called the school about 30 minutes before the shooting and spoke to a counselor about an unspecified, quote, extreme emergency. One student claims around the same time, Gray stepped out of class and school officials pulled another student with a similar name out of class. Appalachia High School has not yet commented on whether the wrong student was mistakenly pulled from the classroom in Gray's place. Many schools in Utah already have ramped up measures to keep kids safe, from school shooting drills and practice lockdowns to more discreet measures. Fox 13 News anchor Amy Nay takes a closer look at how education and security leaders are hoping to address parents' concerns.
This past year, Utah passed probably the most comprehensive school safety bill in the country thus far without having a tragedy first.
Chief Matt Pennington's position as Chief of State Security with the Department of Public Safety came as a part of House Bill 84 when it passed at the beginning of this year, a multifaceted approach to improving student safety.
So that's either a school resource officer, armed private security, or a school employee who volunteers to go through training with law enforcement and would carry a weapon and be trained to respond to an incident.
The identity of that guardian appointed to each school kept confidential, along with any safety gaps currently being assessed by each school across the state.
Some of the other stuff that's happening is the panic alert being required in every classroom to alert staff, 911 emergency response. We're really focusing on trying to standardize all of this statewide, right? Make sure everyone's on the same page. So if you have a student here in Salt Lake County and you happen to move to Cache County or Washington County, that it's the same process, same procedures, same security measures anywhere you go in the state. We're looking at obviously security film, ballistic film on exterior windows, classroom windows, door locks, all of those things, just to kind of make sure that if something does happen, there's a safe space.
Talking with parents here in the park, and many of them are focusing on school security in light of recent events in the news. But they say there really needs to be a healthy balance, keeping kids safe, but also not scaring them.
It's hard. It's scary, but yeah, it's hard.
It is kind of tricky, like the balance of like, okay, but like you don't want to scare kids and you don't want to make them fear school, and having a kid in like preschool, it's something that I think about every day.
Dahlia Nelson and Isabel Harrison are both moms of young children here in Murray.
It scares me, it concerns me, like how do I feel safe sending my kids to school?
They say they're glad to hear about new technology and amped up procedures, but have some concerns about going too far.
We need to have that security, but also not taking away children's privacy and parents being able to get a hold of their kids and different things like that. So it's, how do you find that middle ground?
Isabel says she has to trust her preschooler is going to be okay, but is glad to hear there are some of these steps being taken behind the scenes.
I'm definitely glad that we're like talking about it, we're wanting to work on it, because it is important.
These active attacks aren't new. This has been happening for quite some time, and so you've already had districts that were proactive in that approach, which is good. You know, they're not starting at ground level, they're ahead of the curve.
Chief Pennington says many districts already have silent alarms and other upgraded technology in place, and many of these measures he believes are already helping, like the statewide Safe UT app.
If you're not familiar with that, or your kids aren't, I would look into that. It's anonymous reporting for any type of threats, suicidal behavior, harassment, so that we can follow up and hopefully intervene before anything happens.
Reporting in Murray, Amy Nay, Fox 13 News, Utah.
New at 5, a 5-year-old Riverton boy was hospitalized after being struck by a car when he was attempting to run down a school bus this morning. It happened in the area near 2700 West and Sanborn Drive. Again, this is in Riverton. Police say the boy ran into the street to board a bus that had yet to come to a complete stop and had not extended its stop sign. A car driving eastbound on the other side of the street did not see the boy, despite the bus driver's attempt to warn the vehicle. The boy is hospitalized as a precaution. He is expected to be okay. He has since been released from the hospital. Because the child appeared to cause the incident, the car's driver was not cited. Salt Lake City police have arrested a man accused of breaking into a sugar house business over the weekend. Officers booked 30-year-old Brandon Redenbaugh into the Salt Lake County Metro Jail on several burglary and weapons charges. Redenbaugh is accused of breaking into a business located at 1202 East Wilmington Avenue Saturday morning and stealing a cash register and taking off with it. Officers were able to use a drone to find the suspect at Hidden Hollow Park to eventually take him into custody and retrieve the cash register as well as the money inside. The Utah Highway Patrol has identified the woman killed in a crash on State Route 191 Friday night as 36-year-old Crystal Bowman of Moab. UHP says just after 9 p.m. that night, someone driving a red Honda Fit struck Bowman, who was walking in the northbound lanes of SR 191. She died at the scene. The driver was cooperating with authorities in the wake of this incident. Right now, nearly 3,000 American flags are being planted at the Sandy Healing Field south of City Hall ahead of the 23rd anniversary of the September 11th terror attacks. Each flag represents each victim who died in that tragedy at the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. The flags will be up for the public to pay their respects now through September 12th. Well, Governor Spencer Cox has declared today as President Russell M. Nelson Day here in Utah in honor of the LDS Church President's 100th birthday. A father of 10 children and more than 50 grandchildren, he served in the U.S. Naval Reserve and the U.S. Army Medical Corps. He then went on to be a renowned surgeon, performing the first open heart surgery in Utah at 32 years old. Then, 40 years ago, he began full-time service with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, eventually becoming the president of the church in 2018. Governor Cox said in a statement, quote, President Nelson is a leader not only in Utah, but across the world. He has worked tirelessly to build bridges of understanding and kindness and has led a life full of family, faith, and selfless service. It is an honor to commemorate his 100th birthday, and we're grateful for the goodness he brings to the world each and every day. Hey, former Fox 13 Utah Weather Authority Allison Krogan sending us this video. We are just hours away now from Utah's own Post Malone performing live in concert once again. This video is from his concert last night. It's all to kick off his nationwide tour to promote his country album. F1 Trillion is the name of the album. He's set to take the stage at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater in West Valley City coming up in just a few hours. And that's where we find Utah's Weather Authority meteorologist Breck Bolton and Fox 13 News anchor Robin Oginye live out there ready for the big show, guys. Hi.
Oh, good afternoon, Kelly. I love how she says Utah's own Post Malone because he's claimed
He's ours
Utah.
now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Posty, you're ours. You can't leave.
I've got the cowboy hat we've been talking about. I'm not going country. I've gone country.
You
Just
are
like
country.
Most, right?
Breck Bolton, you will not see this man in a cowboy hat every day, so take note, people at home. For sure.
All right, we've got some fans who are standing in line. Of course, you can see the line filling in. It was gradually getting bigger, but it's definitely picking up. We're getting closer to the concert. We've got Luke and Katie. Now, Luke, last night you were working here at the concert doing the parking, but tonight you're here to see the show.
Yep.
Nice. You got
Super
the shirt
excited
to prove it.
Yeah, I got the shirt last night.
Nice.
So.
Did you get a chance to listen to a little bit of the concert?
Yeah, I stayed after and listened to some of it.
And how was it?
It was good.
Yeah. You're loving it too. All right, Katie, this is your first night coming to the concert.
Yes, it is.
Are you excited? Have you been to a Post Malone concert before?
Yes, we saw him in Vegas when the Fountain Blue opened, and we're so excited to see him again tonight.
I asked you earlier, what do you think about his new music compared to what we're used to hearing from him? What's your review? What's your 5-star review?
I think he's got a lot of range, and it's really cool to see what he's been doing.
Range. Posty's got range, folks. That's what Katie says.
Well, of course, coming up to the concert, you have to be a little bit prepared. Give yourself some time here. Speaking of parking, definitely got to give yourself time here so you can get into the venue.
That's right, Luke would know. But you know what? We talked to UDOT earlier today about how you can plan for delays because there's going to be so many people here. Here's what they had to say.
We know that if you stay for the full duration of the concert, people are all trying to leave all at once, and we just want to make sure that people are being safe. Please be courteous to your Please be courteous to your fellow concert goers, and please be patient.
That's right. UDOT says they start planning for big community events like concerts and sporting events as much as a week ahead of time, just depending on how many people are expected to attend. Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater has several parking lots, as you know, but even with more options, it's recommended you pay attention to traffic patterns, people walking to and from the venue. And you know, when you bring your blankets tonight, make sure you also bring your patience. Isn't that right, Luke and Katie? Because you're going to have to maybe wait a little bit before you can get out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of which, Breck, you know, earlier when we got here, we saw some people with umbrellas out.
I know.
The clouds were out. But now it's just sunshiny as can be.
Sunny, feeling the heat once again. So optimistic about the weather for the concert. We might see a brief isolated showers. Most of the activity, though, further south. Let's get to it as we want to turn, as you can see, a view from our Oquirrh Mountain camera looking east across the Salt Lake Valley. You're starting to see where the venue's at, where, again, we're seeing a lot of sunshine, a little bit of cloud cover, but really here over the last half hour, 45 minutes, the sun coming back out and warming back up. Temperatures where about 20 minutes ago, we had temperatures in the mid-80s in Salt Lake City, but approaching near 90 degrees right now. It's been another day where we've been looking at afternoon highs well above average, where we're seeing rain and some cloud cover, west central, southwestern Utah. You can see in Milford right now, that's where we're seeing temperatures in the 70s. You can see the reason why is we've got showers throughout that area. But let's take a look where you can see on the southern end of the Utah County towards central Utah, we are seeing some scattered rain showers and some thunderstorms, particularly as you move in between Ephraim, Manti, Mount Pleasant, and then tracking through Spanish Fort Canyon. Again, earlier on we had some rain. That has moved away. We look upstream where, yeah, we're not done. You can kind of see another wave that's potentially moving this direction where, as you can see, looking at the concert, we might see a brief isolated shower. I don't think it's going to hurt the concert. Maybe delay it just a few minutes, if
just a few minutes.
All. But I do think most of the activity, if the rain, will be staying kind of towards Utah County further southward. So good news, the concert, here we go. It's going to be starting up. We're hearing the band right now.
Oh, they're getting a little sound check up there. Things are getting lively. All right, well, we'll be here. Well, at least I'll be here. I don't know about you, Breck.
I'm sticking around.
There you go. So we'll talk to you later.
I love the boots. All right, guys, thanks so much. Robin and Breck will check in with you in a little bit. And the super fans there of Post Malone. Thanks, guys.
You guys mind staying? Can I just
We are waiting for another big show coming up just over 24 hours away from the presidential debate between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump. How both campaigns are preparing. And remembering an acting icon with an unforgettable voice. We take a look back at the life and legacy of James Earl Jones. Final preparations now underway for Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump as they get ready to face off in their first debate tomorrow night from Philadelphia. Trump is holding meetings and getting foreign policy coaching from allies like former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and former Democratic Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard. Meanwhile, Harris is participating in mock debates with the same political consultant that helped Hillary Clinton prepare for her debates against Trump back in 2016. Don't forget, you can watch tomorrow night's presidential debate between former President Trump and Vice President Harris right here on Fox 13. We will carry Fox News coverage of this debate tomorrow starting at 7 p.m. A judge has granted a change of venue in the trial of Bryan Kohberger, the man charged with killing 4 University of Idaho students back in 2022. Coburg's defense team, they raised concerns of a biased jury based on evidence in a survey the team commissioned. In his ruling, the judge cited, quote, the extreme nature of the news coverage in this case and the smaller population in the county. Sad news from Hollywood today as legendary actor James Earl Jones passed away at his home in the state of New York today. The iconic actor was known for his demanding screen presence and booming voice as Darth Vader in the Star Wars movies, Mufasa in The Lion King, and in other classics such as Field of Dreams, Coming to America, The Hunt for Red October, and The Sandlot. No cause of death has been announced. James Earl Jones was 93 years old. Catherine, Princess of Wales, has completed cancer chemotherapy treatment. In a new statement released today, the princess said she is entering a new phase of recovery. She said she will gradually return to public life in the months ahead. The princess revealed that she'd been diagnosed with cancer back in March. Well, today, the Utah Hockey Club officially unveiled on social media its new sweaters, their version of jerseys that we know from other sports teams. Take a look. They feature the signature team colors of rock black, salt white, and mountain blue. Such a good combination there, along with the patch that will commemorate the team's inaugural 2024-25 season. And while glimpses of the sweaters have been caught before, this is the first time the franchise has placed them front and center. The first preseason game, by the way, is September 22nd against the St. Louis Blues. That's only 2 weeks away now. The regular season opener will be held October 8th at home against the Chicago Blackhawks. Stay tuned to Fox 13 as we bring you in-depth stories on the team leading up to the first season of the Utah Hockey Club. And remember, we are your official TV home of the Utah Hockey Club. All non-nationally exclusive games, including pre- and post-game shows, will air on our second station, Utah 16. Well, did you see some clouds and maybe some heavy rain earlier today? Depending on what part of the state you were in, you definitely heard it and saw it. We've got Utah Weather Authority Breck Bolton hanging out at the pre-partying of the Post Malone concert tonight. Breck, I'm loving the hat. You're totally in line with Post Malone's new image that he's going to be kicking off here in Utah.
Right. I know, I've gone country just like Post Malone. Yeah, this wide brim definitely keeping me dry, at least here. This is definitely something you're going to need here, as we're going to be looking at maybe a risk of some brief rain showers, but all in all, things are clearing out. And I'm liking the direction that we're heading in, that as I'm watching some additional clouds and showers, we're keeping them further south, mainly in Utah County southward. So hopefully staying free, dry free, I should say, or rain free, I should say, staying dry here, getting ready for this concert. All right, let's get to the weather forecast, getting you ready for the concert and the rest of the week, where temperatures here, as we look through the state, Logan right now at 89 degrees, Salt Lake City near 90 degrees. We actually cooled off just a bit, where about an hour ago we had some cloud cover, a little bit of rain, particularly the central and southern end of the Salt Lake Valley. But now we're warming back up. We're still looking at temperatures at this hour in the mid-90s in St. George. Okay, this is what we're expecting. Now, we've been seeing these threatening isolated showers each afternoon, at least over the past couple of afternoons. We'll hold on to that for tomorrow. Then winds pick up Wednesday in preparation of a cool front that looks to reach us on Thursday. That's going to be dropping temperatures, but gearing up the winds here. Whereas we take a look at your wind forecast going through Tuesday, it's not too bad. We see maybe some afternoon breezes there, but really we see stronger winds heading into Wednesday in preparation of that cool front. Now, the front's going to be moving through, it looks like, in the evening hours on Wednesday, overnight on Thursday. That brings the chance of maybe seeing some rain showers on Thursday and a big drop in temperatures as we go from Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to see about a 20-degree swing, but right now we are seeing a few areas of some threatening showers and some thunderstorms. You can see tracking near Cedar City and between St. George and Cedar City along I-15, and then making your move over towards Beaver. We've been looking along I-89 just south of Pingwich. Also a few rain showers. Central Utah getting hit right now. It's really, as you see, along I-15 towards Juab County and further south. So as we look in areas such as Manti, Ephraim, over towards Gunnison, further southward in Salina, and then in the Castle Country, we're also seeing some threatening showers. Utah County, the focus here along the Wasatch Front, so it's the southern end of the Wasatch Front, over towards potentially as we look in Wasatch County there, maybe Heber getting hit with some showers. But for the rest of the Wasatch Front further northward, we should stay dry here for tonight. High pressure in place. We've got the moisture still around. Here's where our front is in its position. This is what's going to be bringing the cooler temperatures. Not a lot of precipitation associated with this storm system. We actually see that threat of an isolated shower here tomorrow afternoon where we clear off here in the overnight hours, waking up once again tomorrow with a few clouds around. Heading into the afternoon, I don't see as much activity tomorrow, mainly confined to the mountains. And then we kind of get a little push of some drier air before we get hit with the front. You can kind of see that front lining up again as we go into Wednesday evening, overnight on Thursday. So for tonight, we'll keep that chance, mainly the southern end of the Wasatch Front through central Utah, and then pushing over towards Price. We see that threat of some showers here in the overnight hours tomorrow. We'll keep that 20% possibility here. Again, mainly as we go Utah County southward and tracking over towards northeastern Utah. Could see some showers up near Evanston as well. Now for St. George, you're going to stay dry, but you will see some winds Wednesday through Thursday and a drop in temperatures by about 10 degrees. So a little cooler heading into the weekend, but as you can see, staying dry up until next week, Monday, where another front hitting, and that brings temperatures down into the 80s. Now for northern Utah, small threat tomorrow. Partly cloudy skies Wednesday, about a 30% chance of seeing some rain. Look at that temperature on Thursday though. Low 70s, liking that. 70s through Friday. We're not getting too warm through the weekend, actually getting close to where we should be for this time of the year, as we should be in the low 80s. So kind of bouncing all over the board temperature wise, a little bit of rain, but no big rain. And again, we're not seeing very cold temperatures, just kind of a hint of fall heading into Thursday and Friday. We're feeling a hint of country though. The line getting ready to enter in, getting geared up for this concert. We're hearing the band play, so I am excited. So it's going to be a nice night for a concert.
It's a good night to see Post Malone. Breck, enjoy it. Thanks so much. Coming up, fans of Apple products, listen up. There's a lot of news when it comes to the latest iPhone, Apple Watch, and much more. We've got that update coming up in Fox 13 News Money Watch when we return. Welcome back, everyone. In Fox 13 News Money Watch, Apple debuted the latest edition of the iPhone today, among other things, during its Glow Time event. The iPhone 16 is the tech giant's first mainstream phone to utilize new software capabilities called Apple Intelligence, which is powered by generative AI. Apple also introduced upgrades for its AirPods line with the AirPods Pro 2, which contains a built-in hearing aid function. And Apple says its new Series 10 watch has its biggest screen yet, up to 30% larger than previous generations. That's going to be just huge on your wrist. It's also 10% thinner than the Series 9 watch. Another major legal battle is brewing for Google just 1 month after a judge declared Google's search engine an illegal monopoly. The company faces antitrust lawsuits. The Justice Department now argues that Google also maintains a monopoly over the technology at the heart of online advertising. Google rejects that, saying the government's case is based on an outdated view of how online advertising now operates. Well, good news here for JetBlue flyers. The airline now offers a free carry-on bag for all customers. That includes its basic Blue economy fares, and even if you purchased your ticket before the new offer was put into place. Previously, JetBlue passengers had to purchase a more expensive ticket or pay an extra fee to have a carry-on bag with a basic Blue ticket. That ticket tier still does not include any checked luggage, however, or seat selection. The highly anticipated sequel to Beetlejuice was both a critical and a financial success at theaters this weekend. Since its release Friday, Beetlejuice brought in $110 million in domestic earnings its opening weekend, exceeding expectations and making history. It is the third biggest debut of this year and the second biggest of all time for September movie releases. The stock market surged today, rebounding from heavy losses last week. The Dow finishing up 484 points, the S&P 500 up 62 points, you see it there. The NASDAQ up 194. Still to come, how China's move to stop foreign adoption of Chinese children impacts the Beehive State. Plus, a Utahn has been sickened after a salmonella outbreak linked to recalled eggs. We've got details on the recall and how you can keep you and your family safe.
Post Malone has gone country, and so has Greg Bolton, apparently.
That's right. Things are heating up here for the concert. Of course, weather-wise, Mother Nature bringing the heat, but not for long. I'm going to have a weather forecast with a nice cool down coming up after the break.
China recently announced the country is ending foreign adoptions of Chinese children, potentially impacting hundreds of U.S. families. Fox 13 News reporter Jenna Bree spoke with one local adoption advocate who shares a silver lining to this devastating news.
There is no question they will mourn that, and it's just like losing a child.
Brady Murray is the founder of Rod's Heroes, a nonprofit that inspires families to adopt children with Down syndrome or other unique circumstances.
We hope to adopt a child with Down syndrome, and we were led to China. And so in 2016, we were able to finalize that adoption and brought home Cooper, who was then 4 years old. And he's been amazing addition and boy in our family.
He says the adoption process can be incredibly long and emotional, and his heart goes out to those with pending adoption applications who will no longer be bringing home a child.
I know there's many families in Utah that have adopted from China. There's a lot of families right now that we're in the process of adopting from China that are right here in Utah.
Murray says the one good thing to come from this is it could give a chance for other children in the world to find loving families.
There are kids right here in Utah that need adoption. There are kids right now waiting for family to be able to answer the call to adopt.
In Lehigh, Jenna Bree, Fox 13 News, Utah.
I'm Mark Blaine in the Fox 13 News kitchen. A salmonella outbreak related to eggs has sickened dozens of people across the country. Here in Utah, we don't have a whole lot to worry about, although one Utahn was sickened. We talked to the Department of Health about how you can stay safe. What makes the Utah case strange, the eggs involved in a recall that went into effect on Friday were distributed only in the Midwest to Wisconsin, Illinois, and Michigan. And Utah Department of Health epidemiologist Delaney Moore says the person in Utah who became sick had not recently traveled to the Midwest.
We're still just kind of wondering how, but we're lucky we're really not seeing any other cases, and our one case has recovered and they're doing just fine.
Moore says it's never easy tracing the root of a salmonella outbreak and that most people who contract the bacteria experience diarrhea, nausea, and abdominal pain.
If you're feeling sick with those symptoms and you notice that you have blood in your diarrhea, if you're vomiting so much that you can't keep liquids down, or if you have a high fever, then you should really consider heading over to your doctor to get checked out.
While salmonella can be deadly for populations at risk like children, older adults, and people with compromised immune systems, most people make a full recovery. And when it comes to eggs, outbreak or not, the salmonella bacteria is always lingering.
No matter what, eggs always have a little bit of a risk of salmonella because they come from chickens, and chickens can naturally have salmonella in them.
And to avoid salmonella, the health experts recommend that whether you're at home or out at a restaurant, always have your eggs prepared well done. From Salt Lake City, Mark Blaine, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Let's check back in with Fox 13 News anchor Robin O'Guigne and meteorologist Breck Bolton. They are outside Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater in West Valley City, where the second of two Post Malone concerts is set to get underway in just a few hours. Good thing we've got a second show tonight, because last night, Robin and Breck, I heard it was so good. People are now returning a second time if they can still get tickets. How's it going out there?
Oh, very good. We're having a great time. Yeah, you can see behind me the lines getting ready. Now they're letting some of the people into the venue. You mentioned, of course, they had the concert last night.
That's right.
And we've met a few of the fans that this is their second night coming back because it's such an awesome show. Now you can see a couple of guests here. We have Trent from Live Nation here in Salt Lake City. Okay, You happy with the start with the first night?
Absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome show last night, yeah.
Good. Now, let me ask you, doing a double night, this is the second night, how rare is that for an artist? Here in Utah, at least.
It happens here on occasion, but it's definitely not something we do on a regular basis. You know, we talked off camera. If anybody can do it, it's Post Malone, and I mean, the fans just love him here. So
he's drawn the crowd, that is for sure.
Yeah, and he deserves every bit of credit. He's great. He's awesome. If you were here last night, you know.
Yeah. Now, tickets, do we still have tickets available?
We do have tickets available for tonight. We've got some pit tickets, which is, I think, the hot ticket of the night. And we've got a few obstructive views. So I would say get them while you can because they're going quick.
Right, the people are really starting to trickle in here. I know we were talking, you said last night was pretty crazy. What do you expect tonight?
A lot more of the same. From a ticketing standpoint, all I can say is accept your tickets before you get here because that is the biggest problem we see at the box office. Just accept your tickets before you get here. Make sure that you save them to your Apple Wallet or your Google Wallet. That's the easiest way to get in. It just speeds up everybody's entry.
That's right, and you don't want to miss the concert because of your ticket issues, right?
You do not. And we don't want you to. We want you to get in.
Everyone listen to Tracy.
Yeah, please.
All right, so yeah, still tickets available. It's going to be an awesome show. Not much time left, though, if you want to hurry and take advantage of it, get down here. It's going to be a great show. And weather-wise, as we said, it looks like we're going to be just fine. No big issues. Temperatures in the 80s. I'll have more details with your weather forecast, getting you ready for the rest of the week. But we want to get you ready for the concert.
That's right.
A lot of sunshine, a lot of excited fans. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of happy fans after tonight.
The serene silence of the Desert Garden in St. George is being broken by something new.
I'm Fox 13 News reporter Chris Reed. The work of a renowned artist known for inventing the wired chair and his sounding sculptures has come to a popular St. George attraction. And it's coming with a bang.
It's a labor of love, and I'm kind of with my father every day. So
Celia Bertoya's father, Harry, passed away when she was in her 20s. More than 40 years later, Celia has chronicled the work of her father. He's also considered the father of sounding sculptures in the art world and the wired chair in the furniture world.
Everyone has seen those chairs. They may not realize it's a Bertoia, but perhaps with more exposure of the gong in the gallery, they'll get the idea, oh yeah, this Harry Bertoia guy, he was something.
Celia was here Saturday as a gong created by her father in 1975 was unveiled at the Red Hills Desert Garden. The question is whether the gong will bring a sense of zen or noise.
Oh, I'm sure a little of both. I would suspect that teenagers would go for the noise factor and they'll just have a contest, see who can bang it the loudest. I don't know. But I suspect other people will have more quiet times and, maybe experiment with softer sounds and have a more meditative experience.
Celia said she isn't worried about the sculpture not holding up, as it consists of several layers of hard bronze. She also thinks her father might protect it.
I think the gong, and it has a certain energy. My father's energy is still in and with the gong, and he was a very strong but a very peaceful, calm man. And I think in the gardens where it's so peaceful and beautiful here, that rubs off on people too.
Celia says the gong has been in storage for 8 years and it's taken nearly as long to find a place for it. The hope is, at least tentatively, to have it out here for 3 months, but she hopes it will stay out here indefinitely.
From St. George, Chris Reed, Fox 13 News, Utah.
The Utah State Fair has something for everybody, including baby animals. I'm John Franke. Coming up, we'll tell you all about the happenings right here at the Fair Park.
The Utes and Aggies play this week, but who will be the starting quarterbacks? Will it be Petrus or Barnes for Utah State? And will it be Rising or Wilson for the Utes? We'll hear from both coaches as they prepare for the Battle of the Brothers.
We are inside the pig pen. I'm John Franke at the Utah State Fair, joined by Jory with the Barnyard Friends here at the fair. This is a lot of fun because people can get up close and personal with these barnyard animals.
Yes.
Tell us all about it.
So really, when you come to the state fair, you can, and Barnyard Friends is, we have a lot of babies and a lot of moms here. So you get the opportunity to come pet one of these piglets.
Just like real siblings, they squabble.
Oh, yep. Yep, everyone thinks that they're fighting, but no, they're just having fun. This is their way of playing of getting their energy out. Just like when you're with your siblings, you have to fight with them, bicker with them, you know, have fun with them. But really, you can come pet any animal that we have. We have pigs, we have goats, we have all sorts of cows, and we also have a little pony here and some lambs that are really fun to pet. They're super soft, and they love every minute of attention.
How cool is it to share this experience with folks who might be from the city, like myself, and I don't see pigs and cows very often?
Yeah, it's so interesting to see everyone's reaction to animals, because some people don't get to see them every day, and it's fun to be here to see people's general reactions to the animals, because some of them, the little kids, they love them, and they love the opportunity to come see them and to pet them, because they're like, it's a totally new experience, new feeling, and they just love every minute of it.
And all these animals here, guys, are raised in Utah. The pigs that you see here were raised in Moroni. So come on out to the State Fair, check out some of the barnyard animals. There's also concerts, the big one on Friday with the All-American Rejects and Neon Trees, the rodeo as well. So things for everyone in your family right here at the Utah State Fair. I'm John Franke in Salt Lake City.
Great. I love those little piglets. Let's turn now to some entertainment headlines. Donny Osmond is extending his Las Vegas residency through next June. The 66-year-old singer has been performing at Harrah's Las Vegas since August of 2021. Since then, his show has earned a number of awards, including Best Production, Best Resident Performer, and more. Speaking on Good Day Utah, he says there is no sign of him retiring anytime soon.
I will retire when I cannot give 100% like I do every night, because, I mean, for those of you who've seen the show, you understand what I'm talking about. The day I can't do that, that's the day this curtain won't go up.
Wow, he's a machine. Go Donny. Tickets for his fall performances are on sale now through Caesars Entertainment. He's the next Wayne Newton, I think, there in Vegas. We like to claim Donny Osmond as our own. We also like to claim Post Malone as our own here in Utah. He's got a big show tonight, and that's where we find Utah Weather Authority Breck Bolton standing outside the venue there, Breck, waiting to get inside and hear a really great concert. I hope the weather holds out for you guys.
We were a little bit concerned earlier on. We had some clouds, some rain showers, a few isolated thunderstorms. I'm looking at radar, most of it staying to the south through Utah County and further southward. So I think we're good to go. No big issues here. It is a perfect night for a concert. You guys ready? Let's go. Here we go. Again, the line's wrapping around, getting ready to enter the venue, getting ready for this concert. Yeah, Post Malone always puts on a good show. And this show, it's got the country. Yeah, we've gone country. And thank goodness you have Mother Nature cooperating here for tonight to provide, I think, just an ideal night to come out here and have a fun time at the concert here going on, where we're going to be looking at temperatures right now near 90 degrees during the concert, mainly in the low 80s. By the time they leave, they'll be in the 70s. Let's take a look, though, elsewhere, where as we look across the state, we've been looking at some active weather. First, across southwestern Utah, just north of St. George, you see those dark, ominous clouds. We've been looking at some scattered rain showers and some thunderstorms, providing for some wet roads along I-15 in between St. George and Cedar City, and then pushing further northward. Right now, though, Salt Lake Valley northward, we're enjoying the sunshine and feeling the heat. Afternoon highs getting up into the 90s once again today. Right now in Salt Lake City, we're 89 degrees. Now, air quality, it's still moderate concern. We're seeing a little thin smoke still in place. I'm kind of concerned that we might see a return of some smoke as a front's going to be pushing through come late Wednesday into Thursday. With that front, we're not going to see much of a chance of rain showers for St. George, at least through the work week. Next week, though, we do see a good chance of maybe seeing some rain showers, mainly on Monday now. As I look in Provo specifically, tomorrow we'll see a repeat of these isolated showers and some thunderstorms. Really, the activity has been mainly kind of the south end of Salt Lake Valley, through Utah County and further southward. That's what we'll find once again as you look at your chances of rain for Provo. Now, the front does hit Thursday. Doesn't bring a big threat of rain. Could see for extreme northern Utah, mainly Ogden northward, a better chance of some rain. Then it looks like we're gearing things up next week, maybe getting some more precipitation in the forecast. But we're seeing those scattered rain showers and some thunderstorms. Looking at radar, again along I-15 near Cedar City. tracking through Zion National Park along 89 between Panguitch down through Kanab. We're seeing those showers, and again, really filling in towards central Utah. So San Pete, Juab County, we're finding the showers. You can see near Ephraim, pushing further northward as well near Mount Pleasant. But once you get Utah County northward, I should really say pointing the mountain northward, it was fairly clear. And we do see still kind of another batch of moisture out there that could push through a little bit later on. Hopefully avoiding the concert venue, but maybe seeing some rain showers in the overnight hours, again, mainly Utah County south, where we're gearing up for this cool front. It's going to be hitting. It's going to be dropping temperatures. But let's look at the chance of rain where we see it here. As we look over the next 24 hours, again, mainly throughout central, south central Utah, over the mountains of northern Utah. As we push through going into Wednesday, we don't see much of a threat, but you can see as we go with that showers or with that cool front moving through on Thursday, we at least see it for extreme northern Utah, a better chance of seeing some brief rain. It's not going to be a big precipitation producer, but noticeably kicking up the winds ahead of the front. We're going to see some strong winds, especially Wednesday, where we can see some wind gusts upwards of 40 to 50 miles per hour. So get ready for the winds. Get ready for maybe a little bit of return of smoke on Thursday. Tonight we're mainly looking at the same temperatures that we saw last night in the 60s here along the Wasatch Front. Tomorrow still holding on to the 90s, so hang on to the heat. We'll see some clouds throughout the afternoon. That threat of shower through central and northeastern Utah, through southwest Wyoming, avoiding St. George, where mainly as we look at this next front, we kick up the winds Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures do drop down into the low 90s and stay there through the weekend. And again, as we look Monday, we see a chance of some rain and some cooler temperatures. As we look though for the Wasatch Front, isolated shower tomorrow, Wednesday, partly cloudy skies, but you got the winds. A little bit of rain on Thursday, again, mainly Ogden northward. Look at that nice drop in temperatures, low 70s. That'll feel nice. 20-degree drop. So we've got the summer heat, and then we've got a little hint of fall in the forecast. Looks to be clear for the weekend. So whatever you have planned for the weekend, I think temperatures will just be cooperating. Of course, Mother Nature cooperating right now here at the venue. You guys ready? Yeah, here we go. Post Malone, we're ready for it. Let's kick it off. We'll send it back to you.
We have an in-state rivalry game this week with 12th-ranked Utah playing at Utah State on Saturday afternoon. They played each other 112 times, starting in 1892. The Utes won the last meeting in 2015, and the Aggies won the last time the game was played in Logan in 2012. The big question for the Utes is who will play quarterback, Cam Rising or Isaac Wilson. Rising left the game with a hand injury after this play, leading the Utes to a 23-0 lead in the second quarter. The Utes still won the game, but didn't score any more points after Wilson took over.
We're doing some really good things, and then Cam went out, and everything kind of deflated, which was disappointing. You know, exact opposite should happen. If you lose a key player, then everyone else needs to pick up their game and pick up the slack. It's not just on Isaac Wilson to come in and pick it up, it's everyone around him. As far as update, you know, reminder, we don't give any injury updates unless they're season ending, and so we won't say who's going to play quarterback even when we know. That's just not how we do it. So we'll see what happens.
The Aggies also have questions at quarterback. Will Spencer Petras return after he was injured in Game 1? Or will it be former Utah Ute Bryson Barnes, who started in the last week's loss at USC? Bryson won some big games at Utah, and he's a strong option for the Aggies.
First thing that always comes to my mind with Bryson is toughness, whether it's mental or physical. He is a very hard-nosed player, and in my mind, and I said this a lot, you win championships with a great defense and a tough quarterback. And we know we have a tough quarterback. He always prepares like he's a starter. And just like the Robert Morris game, he came in as the backup, but didn't miss a beat and finished with a ton of yards in the air and on the ground. So he gives you a lot with his athleticism on what you can do in some QB run games, which is hard to prepare for. But even more so, I think the way he carries himself, he has so much confidence that kind of the players feed off of, and it's contagious. So it's going to be whichever quarterback comes out there, but I'm sure Bryson will get some snaps, and he's fired up for this week, obviously.
Rams head coach Sean McVay said Puka Nacua will be placed on injured reserve with a sprained PCL. He'll miss a minimum of 4 games. The former Orem and BYU star suffered the injury while making a catch in last night's game in Detroit. Puka set records for season last year for most receptions and receiving yards by a rookie in NFL history. On brighter note, congratulations to Utah Hockey Club player Lawson Krause and his wife Claire for the recent birth of their daughter Isabel Rowe Kraus. Isn't that cute?
That is a darling picture.
The newest member of the Utah Hockey Club.
Welcome, little girl, and welcome to Utah.
That season's going to be here soon enough, so we'll be all over the
couple
Utah
weeks
Hockey Club.
is the pregame. All right, Whittingham may not be able to give the update today at the press conference, but didn't Cam Rising give the update to fans on the sidelines on Saturday?
He's going to be okay. It just depends if he's going to be out this week. No structural damage, it sounds like, so the x-rays are negative, so we'll just have to see if they hold him back one game or they get him ready for Oklahoma State in 2 weeks. So
tape, really tight.
Yeah, can he throw the football with it? We'll see.
Thanks, Jeff. We'll be right back.
Hey, well, we're here at the Post Malone concert, just waiting for things to get started. The weather feels great, Breck.
Oh, got a little cloud cover, winds picking up, so temperatures will be cooling off. I think the fans, though, feeling the heat. Excited? Yeah. Here we go, another round of fans. Let's get this concert going.
I'm glad you're there, Breck, to get the concert going.
Looks like fun.
Have a great time. Hope to see everyone back here tonight at 9.